stuff. Yet I'm still the leader in output, in number of communications being sent out. How did I do that?
Automation.
So last week, whenever I had a minute, it is on, both are on. So what I did last week is oh no, they're not on, sorry. One's on, the other's not. Thank you, Jay. Last week, I knew this was gonna happen because I know that we get busy, right, Mike? Do you get busy during your day? Absolutely. Today is a busy day. You had a busy day, so you weren't able to. So I know this is coming, and I know that the importance of being regular with these outputs. So I pre-program through with automation output of communication. Now this morning I don't log this, but I do hundreds of communications by social media.
Why don't you log it?
I can't log it.
Okay.
There's too many. And there's not no option in the CRM. The point is, this is what I want for both of you. Because I want you to achieve these objectives, obviously, for us to win and for us to progress in our business and for everybody to be in a better position in a year. But more importantly, I want us to do that with you guys at 5 or 6 o'clock, having met these quotas, so that you could go home and see your family and wife and even on the weekend spend some time with your family or do other things. I don't want it to be a mechanical thing that you're doing all manual because you can grind through 7 days a week, 24/7. I know you have the toughness, the mindset, the wantingness to do it. You do it. But I'd love for you to just leave. What if you could leave at 3 o'clock and get home and have done your, we talked about this morning. Yeah. He's got a flat tire, so I pick him up. We live in the same neighborhood. And we're chatting on the way. And I don't remember what, I was saying, you know, if you could get you could do it from anywhere in the world. I don't care, as long as we do.
Yes,
But you just said it. We do it from anywhere in the world, which means that technically, as long as it's done by day's end, which is midnight.
I know, Mike, but I want you to not be here for 17
I get that.
hours
But
straight. Your wife wants you.
What you have to keep in mind is that if I have a day where I have back-to-back meetings, right, the whole day. Let's take this. I have back-to-back meetings the whole day. At the end of the day, if I have to make the quota, I have to make the quota.
Yes, but there's tools. There's
no tools that I can use if I have back-to-back meetings to do 50. Let's say example.
Yeah.
Let's do 50 connections, right? If I'm doing 50 connections, I have to put the time to do the 50 connections, unless I'll take one of the meetings and I'll move it to another time to reserve a bracket to do the 50 connections.
You want to go into details? Let's go down deep into the details. How many meetings did you actually have today?
Well, we're not talking about today. I'm saying in general.
Well, let's talk about today. Why not? Let's make it
real.
real.
Like today, for instance, we had what? We had.
No, you, not we. You had how many meetings?
Well, we had the meeting. I had the meeting between what was it, 1 to 3.
Well, no, because you guys cut it short also by half an hour. I'm like, I finished my phone call. I have to leave. I come back, it's over. Everybody's gone. I'm like, what the hell? I blocked 1 to 3. I wasn't done.
And then while that was happening, I had another meeting, which I took the other meeting that I took.
So that's one meeting you had.
And then I had another meeting, 2 other meetings earlier today. And then after that, I was doing my follow-ups and my things that I need to do. So at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned,
so 3 meetings.
As far as I'm concerned, if at the end of the day, right, when my day's done, if at the end of the day I meet the quotas, that's all that counts.
Okay, but I just care about you more than you care about yourself, I think.
It's okay.
And what I want for you to have is a life at the same time as a successful business, and it's possible.
Yeah, but no, you're talking about balance.
No, I'm not talking
balance
about balance.
Doesn't exist.
No, I'm not talking about balance. I'm talking about efficiency. If the minimum is and for you guys, it's certainly something that's attainable. 50 calls a day is not like, come on, do the math. Like, if you used a dialer, you could do that in half an hour. I did 345, I think is the number. Pulled the report, communications, without spending
calls or communications?
Communications.
Okay.
But if you said to me, I have to make 50 calls, I would not do it the way you're doing it. Never in a million years. It's way too long. Doot, 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 doot.
Does it show that we were listening to Elmo songs in the car this morning?
I would never, I'd kill myself.
Yeah, and then he's wondering why we're all depressed during the
No,
day.
but
we
you have
too
the
much.
tools, you have the technology, you're missing. What you got to keep asking yourself is, how can I do this more efficiently? Is there a way? If you had Googled, how can I make 50 calls in an hour or half an hour? What is Google going to do? Can we Google that just for fun?
He's going to propose a dialer or some automation of some kind. And yeah.
So what are we waiting for? Like if you,
No,
like you,
probably
I guess,
because it
you know
still
what it
feels
is?
doable. That's
You know
all.
what it is, Jay? I figured it out.
What is it?
This is going to be
What do you
negative.
want to tell me? Tell me what it is.
It's because you want to convince yourself of that, oh, well, I'm grinding, I'm doing my 17 hours, but if the results are not there, I can't blame myself because I did the 17 hours. Could that be it, though?
And if the results are there, then what?
Then you're happy and you say, look, I worked hard.
The
But
proof-
maybe the question
the
should
proof-
be,
the proof
maybe
is
the
in the
question
pudding.
should be,
What we should do-
if I get the
this is
results,
what we should do.
What if I could squeeze
what,
more out of that?
what we should do is that we set ourselves some goals, and then when we get
We
to
have already.
when we get to the end of the year, we'll look at the results.
All right, you
Because
did that
last I
already. We
checked,
did that already.
no,
We
no,
did
and,
that
and you
last
know what happened in the first quarter, second quarter, okay, you were very pessimistic about the outcome.
I'm still not happy about the results.
No, but you were pessimistic about the outcome because you said what? You said we're not number one, we're number two. Why are we number two? Number two sucks. And then
I don't think those were the exact
no,
words.
and then we get to number one, and it's still not good
I mean,
enough.
it's number one.
But it doesn't matter. It's still not good enough because you were praising it the other day by saying we finished double more
Would you
than
like
the
my-
runner-up. So this is my proposition. My proposition is we set the goals. When we,
We
don't
did already.
when we don't reach the goals,
Which you haven't.
then
Yes.
then we can go from there.
So what about the daily goals? But before we answer that, Jay, did you
All right,
find
do you
it?
want to know?
Yeah.
All right. If you Google how many calls can be made, you'll probably land an article telling you're on 35 to 100 calls a day. While the upper range sounds merely impossible, in such a situation, you will need a sales dialer for cold calling. It is your magic wand on the clock in a century of sales pitches daily.
There you go.
So how does a dialer work? It's since you have used one in the past.
It's very easy, and especially that you're not even doing cold call.
Yeah.
You're just nurturing and calling people that are already clients of ours, right? And for the most part. Or
Sure.
you're confirming appointments, or you're doing follow-ups with people that already know who you are. So the thing is that you record your message, because how many times do you leave a message? It has to be around 40-50% of the time where you get the voicemail.
Yep.
Am I right or wrong?
Yep.
It's 70.
So there you go, it's even worse. So what you do with a dialer is that you record your message. Hey, just tried to reach you, call me back, 514, whatever the number is. Now you pre-record this, French, English. Now the predictive dialer, first of all, dials for you, because you connect it to your CRM, and it just does the way quicker than you looking at the number. Then you put the wrong number, you got to go back. It's just like a slow process. Then it knows, it tells you right away if it hits the voicemail, it just goes to the next number, waits for the beep because it's a computer, you don't have to wait. It starts dialing the next person on your list, and then it drops the voicemail into the mailbox, into the voicemail. So you save a ton of time. Now, if you speak to someone, the beauty is that it records it right away into your CRM, so you don't have to take notes after of what the conversation was. So right there, you just save some more time. It logs all the info as to, you know, follow-ups and all that. You can even, with the dialer I had, you can even send an email right away because you're all in the platform and everything. Oh, just a reminder about the conversation we just had. Now you're becoming a machine that can output 10, 20 times what a manual person can do with the note-taking and all that. Now the question I get was, how much is that? I don't have the money. Do you not have the money? You guys don't even pay for it on top of it. But someone that's self-employed that says, well, I don't know if I can afford it. Well, calculate your time. How many people can you talk to is what's going to give you the deal. So $50 a month, it's not a... We spend more and just wasted time. So let's go back to your, you wanted to set goals. We have goals. The goals are there.
I didn't want to set goals.
No, you
I
said, let's talk about goals. Let's see if we reach them.
No.
Let's
We have
not-
set goals.
For the year.
So
But let's break it down. You can't just have the yearly goal and wait last minute like you guys did last week, and you did all your calls in one day. That's not the way to do it. It's not gonna work. It's like doing your UFCs and waiting last minute, last week. Oh, I'm gonna just get them all
You
done.
actually mentioned that today, and you said that we should focus on the
What was the
UFCs
context?
at the last minute.
What was the context?
Because we have priorities.
What was the context?
We have priorities.
Is it as important as making your
Well,
context?
so the same way that if I have 5 or 10 meetings, I'm going to take them first before I do that.
You didn't have 5, 10.
But the point, it's the concept of the whole idea.
I just want
On a day that's empty and there's nothing to do, then
that never exists. That doesn't exist.
no,
in
no.
an self-employed
But
person.
example, if I have cancellations and I have holes, then of course, within that bracket, I understand where you're coming from. But example, I had you were there actually when I was doing how many interviews did I do in a day back to back? You remember that?
That's the past, my
No,
friend.
but it's an example.
It's the
But on a day like that, example, right?
Yes.
So I wouldn't have a choice but to do it in that fashion.
What if you had pre-programmed the calls?
What do you mean pre-programmed? But where's the time? Where's the time frame? Explain to me the time frame. You saw that it started
All
at
right,
9.
I look at my calendar right now and I look at tomorrow and I have 22 meetings. Eesh, that's a lot. How the hell am I going to squeeze in 50 calls? My bare minimum that I have to do, right?
Right.
Well, I know that 70% according to Micah's mailbox, voicemail. All right.
It doesn't work like that when you're doing Zooms back to back.
Now,
Basically, no, because
it's important.
It doesn't work for this
Let me
particular
finish,
situation.
Let me finish, and then you can say what you got to
Okay.
say. It's constructive what we're talking about. Now, I know for a fact now, because I've done this exercise before, I know how long it takes me with the dialer to make that 50 calls. Remember, I'm going back, I'm looking at my schedule tomorrow. I can't see when am I going to do this. It seems impossible. But I know that it takes me X amount of time. Let's say, just for fun, it takes me 60 minutes. All right, I got 60 minutes to squeeze into my day of 20 meetings. Where could I chip away here and get
Lunch.
those? Maybe lunch is a time where maybe I can't squeeze 60, but I can do 30 or I
Yeah.
can do 20.
Right.
All right, I got another 30 or 20 minutes, let's say. What if I squeeze them out at the end? What if I have a cancellation? We know you're going to get a cancellation out of those 20 meetings.
Right.
We know these stats. So there you go. There's no more excuses.
But in my case, I was double booked. Not only was I double booked, I didn't even have enough.
We're going back in the past.
No, it's an
That
example.
one
It's
time
in one time. It was a whole week. What do you mean?
1 week.
No.
1 week
No,
out
but
of
it's an
52 weeks,
example. No, but it's an
and we're
example.
making it the standard
No, but
of-
the example has to stand for all the time. If it's something that you're going to use as a standard, you should be able to apply it at any time,
How
without exception.
in the hell am I doing it then?
What do you mean?
Am I talking out of my...
No, but what
my
I'm trying to say is,
Yeah, we're gonna be fun. Am I just making stuff up?
okay,
or-
look, it's 9 a.m. 9 a.m. you have a Zoom. 9:15 you have a Zoom. 9:30
What
you
time are
have
you
a
getting
Zoom.
to the office, Mr. Mike?
I don't know, 8:45, 8:50, 8:30.
Why are you cutting it so tight to your first meeting?
What do you mean cutting it so tight?
Well, you said your first meeting's at 9. You're showing up 10 minutes before?
No, maybe it was 8:30. I'm giving you an example. It's an example, okay?
It's a good example of reality.
Every 15 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And then after that, you got people that show up in a Zoom where they have a connection issue. So now that already is kind of like overlapping into the next one, into the next one, into the next one. My point is this: you have your way in saying that you're going to work it out, and that's fine. If it works magically for you, it's great. In my case, at the end of the day, okay, I got to figure out. Listen, you know what? Make it happen.
Yeah.
And even if I have to add an hour at the end of the day to make it happen,
Yes,
I make it happen.
That's right. And that's what I appreciate. And I think I applaud you both for that, because you do, that's what I call the grind. You're able to grind. You're a soldier. You're going to go through, you're going to walk from here to Florida if you have to, bare feet. No water, no food. I'm doing it. It's true. I even texted you that yesterday about something. You remember? I said, you get stuff done no matter what. But now let's go to the next level, where you do that, but you do it in a more efficient way where you will benefit from it, as well as your loved ones and or whoever you care about, because you'll be able to spend a bit more time with them. Maybe you don't want to spend time with them. That's fine too. Maybe you could just do more output in one day, which will result in what? you getting more business, more money, more of whatever you want. Because you want more, don't you?
Everybody wants more.
There you go. So I'm trying to share how to get more with the same amount of time. And that's what I do great. You know, I'm sick in a way because I have a problem.
I agree.
I have a big problem. No, I'm not kidding. I'm dead serious.
I know.
I have a problem. If I'm going to the grocery store, it's gotta be, it's not just I'm going from my house to the grocery store. It's gotta be multi-purposed, where I can squeeze out 10 things if I'm gonna have to drive there. I'm gonna fuel the car up because I'm on my way. Might as well, let's get the time, and I'm gonna go get the pet food at the pet store. Then I'm gonna go there. But I gotta make sure that I do a list before, because I'm not, see, to me, it's not gonna be efficient if I have to go back to the grocery store in 3 days because I forgot an item. So that means I gotta prep before all of that, because I gotta go into the fridge, talk to everybody. Are you missing anything? Do we need anything? It drives me nuts to just have to go one place for one thing and come back. I gotta then on the way there, and this is how sick I am, I'm gonna be like, okay, what can I do productive as I'm driving I'm gonna listen to an audio book of some sort, or I gotta squeeze the maximum out of every minute in order to live my life to the fullest, is what I believe.
Do you do that, Gabriel?
No. I'm going to answer for him. Gabriel will have lunch and watch. This is something I wanted to talk to you about. Can I take a few more minutes? You see, I often barge into your office without knocking or anything. That's how I am. It's my home. I can do that, right? And then you're sitting there eating and watching a series.
When's the last time you saw this, honestly?
When?
Because I've been fasting, so I want to know that example is based on
How in
when.
the hell do you have time to watch TV
Oh my
smack in the middle?
You got no current examples. You got nothing on me.
No.
You got nothing.
It's a serious thing that I ask myself. How does he have time to watch a series, a Netflix thing on his phone?
Because as you said, we're going to do the grind. We'll finish at 8, 9
No,
p.m.
but
and so
if
on.
you squeeze
For when I used to do it.
No, but if you took that hour you're
Oh,
doing at
Lord.
night and squeezed it into your lunch, as
Sure.
you're eating, you're making whatever you need to do.
Or Gabriel.
While you eat, you can't talk, right? So you can text, you can email, you can comment, you can post, you can
Sure.
do other things.
Honestly, since I started fasting a few weeks ago, it works very well. And I am more productive. That's true.
You look great.
Thank you very much.
You lost a lot of weight.
Okay. Sure.
Anyways, that's what I had to say.
So this whole planning thing that you do,
Yeah.
do you what do you like on vacation?
He doesn't do vacations.
It's
No,
true.
no, I do vacations.
Rarely.
You do work vacations. He just shows up a bit later.
Vacation for him is him coming at 9:26.
Yeah.
Well, in recent years, yes. But when I go on vacation, I like to organize. I like to be organized.
That must be so pleasant.
My wife always laughs because if we go, like, let's say to a remote place, an island of some sort, and we're sitting, and I can't sit still for more than like 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, let's go for a walk, let's go snorkel, let's go do something.
If you went on vacation
Mm-hmm.
and there were no stores and there was no athletic club, like the idea of being on a beach with a hammock, a cooler, and a hut. Can I sell you on that idea?
No, I like the idea. I do that, but I can't just lay there and do nothing. I gotta be reading. I
He's
gotta
gonna
be
be
walking.
he's gonna be selling the beers. He's
I'm
gonna,
gonna- I'm
he's
gonna
gonna start a side
explore.
business on the beach.
Yeah, no, I mean, but I'm gonna have
Selling
to.
you silver in the ocean, like in Mexico.
No, but there's a place that he goes to in the townships where there's no connection, no internet, no phone, no nothing.
Yeah, I do. But I'm an extremist. I mean, if I'm doing something, I'm going extreme. There's no power. There's no cell tower. There's no nothing. And there's no electricity, heating. It's all just. I do that once in a while. I haven't done it in a while.
Just you in a loincloth.
I like that.
Yeah.
So
So when that happens, there's no communications.
0.
And how does that work?
But that's once in a blue moon. You know,
But
it's
when
not
that
like every
happens,
day. Like,
no, but when that happens, how do you cope? Because since you said that you're not able to be in one spot without
Yeah.
doing something for a long time.
I'll tell you how I cope. I absorb nature. I like to kayak or canoe or be on the lake, and I just look at everything. I speak to to the beavers and to the. No, seriously. Like
You speak to the
no,
beavers?
No, I like to analyze and absorb like nature and what's going on here. The trees.
He does speak to animals. That's true. Every
Yeah.
time I go to his house and he said, "Winston, what's wrong? You can tell Daddy. It's okay. Don't worry about it." It's his dog.
But he does the
it's-
voice too. He does the
He
voice.
does have a voice.
I
He has
do
a
have
dog
a
voice. It's true. I think everybody does though. Am I wrong? I don't know my regular. If I spoke to brokers the way I speak to my dog, I'd probably go to
No, but do
mental
you make?
hospitals. So-
Do you make a? Does your dog have a personality where you engage as him? Like that's what I do.
What do you mean?
I talk on his behalf. Like
Yeah.
I'll say something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, hey, what are you having for
Oh,
supper?
aren't
And
you're
then-
hungry, aren't
Yeah,
you?
and he's gonna say,
Yeah,
I think you could lose a few pounds.
You've gotten pretty fat. That's true. Yeah, but I think everybody does that when they care about their pets. At least.
So maybe just before we go and do our French version here, I want to just remind everybody that we have a brand new office that we're going to be building at the end of the year in the West Island of Montreal. We have 2 locations that we're going to merge into one
Yeah.
and build a brand new facility. So if you are interested in having an office of your own, custom built, now's the time to reach out and let us know, because that's what we're going to be planning in the next few months, so don't wait. And at the same time, we have a promo. Mike, if you want to talk about the promo, it's super exciting. This is something we've never done.
We're actually giving 12 leads to any broker that actually joins our group. So we encourage you strongly to get in touch with myself or Gabriel for that matter. And we have never done this before, and I think that it's an opportunity that we're feeling generous this year, especially given the fact that a lot of people know there's a lot of challenges happening. So we do encourage you to contact us if you're interested in making money this year.
And 12 leads equals to roughly 150,000 potential gross commission, so it's not nothing. And these leads are not just names and numbers. They're people that we've spoken to, had a conversation with. We know what their plans are. It's qualified leads, so don't wait up. This is not forever. I don't know if you mentioned it. I wasn't really paying attention, but we're only doing this for a limited amount of time. So raise your hand, reach out to us, and we'll meet with you and discuss further. We also have our team, Miller Group team, real estate team. This is also a first. We had our first group today where we discussed it. You want to talk about it a bit, Gabriel?
Yeah, so we discussed the fundamentals with this team. I think the only important part, or the main part to discuss, is the fact that it's not structured like a team. We're not actually looking to be in competition with
No.
because we have huge teams here, obviously. But we call it a team. It's catchy and so on. But it's more of a mentorship program on a daily basis. Leads are also provided because fun problem. We're generating too much, so we're not going to say no to that. So the sales team can capture all of them, call, qualify,
Yeah.
and so on. So we're gonna have our team do this more on a daily fashion. The fun part is that it's still actually your face on the sign. It's still your client. The split's gonna be whatever team would it be, but it's yours, right? It's exclusive and so on. So it's you can still basically build your reputation, your clientele, your network, and then once you're ready to not be in that team, you move on. You're still within the agency, but you're back to your original structure.
The purpose is to help everybody, learn and build things on your own, so that you could eventually, merge on your own and do your own thing, so you don't have to share anything. So we figured being able to give you everything that we've learned over the years could probably help a lot of people out there.
And it's not just theory, it's actual practice. That's the beauty of it. I find that you'll learn way better if you're actually doing the thing than just listening and hearing and reading about it. We also have, as you may or may not know, big teams, very successful teams. We have one in particular, Marie Von Paint, a team that's looking for a team member. So if it's something that you might be interested, this is a rare
Yeah, exactly.
opportunity. I mean, I would have killed even for this chance, and right now the door's open. So we're looking for a few. The team's growing. It's time to apply. So send me. I'm doing the interviews for that team. Send me your application. Send me a bit of what you've done. Doesn't matter if you have a lot of experience or you do not. And we'll do a little interview together. So reach out fast if this is something that you might be interested. It's open to our brokers, Miller Group brokers, or anybody from the outside. And lastly, we have our mentorship program, which is something that I've started this year. This is a 4-day-a-week Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, every day, 1 to 3 o'clock. It's open to outside brokers also for the moment. It depends on the demand here, but I just want to share as much as I can about everything, how we generate leads, how we work as a real estate team, a broker. You've got, I don't know how many years here total, roughly 40, 50 years of experience as brokers. And we're surrounded by extremely successful brokers for many years, so we're sharing all of what gets them to do their business, how they operate their business, without going into mentioning names, but sharing concepts, ideas of what the super successful are doing so that you can profit from that in your own business. So take advantage of that too. It's limited space. Reach out, send me a DM, send me an email, reach out to Gabriel, Mike, Jay, and we'll get together. So with that, we'll see you all tomorrow for another fun and exciting root of real estate. Root of all real estate.
Root of all real estate.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See you.